What's up, boys? Today there is going to be a new case study on one of my students, which is Frederick. He started the coaching with this pull up to touch. Okay, so just one rep pull up to touch, and at the end of the coaching, he was able to do 6. Now, again, this is a very unusual progress. I'm not thinking that everyone can do it, but I was able to help Frederick do it, and right now I'm going to show his full plan. You can enjoy the video right here, and you can understand everything about how we actually done it, so maybe you can do the same. Okay, so yeah, crazy set. So let's dive in. Basically, after you probably also saw the Instagram post about his progress. Basically, he was in the coaching for 3 months. The 4th month was just like a plan for him. But basically, everything that I'm talking about here is just about how we were able to go from 1 pull-up to touch into 6 pull-up to touch through the work on dead stop pull-ups, on technique, on explosiveness. So we have here the 1st month, the 2nd month, and the 3rd month. Okay, now every single one of those he trained only twice a week the front lever and also twice a week the planche. I'll also make a case study about his planche, which you can just go check in the YouTube channel. But yeah, let's just start. So first of all, 2 sessions a week. One of them was dedicated basically to the pull-up to touch. Now, as you can see, as I said also on the video on Instagram, there is only 2 sets right now related to the front lever to touch, and it's only 1 second front lever hold to touch. Now, why 1 second front lever hold? Just to keep on improving the dead stop pull-ups, the technique, the explosiveness. But just then, right after that, which is only 2 sets, it's not really fatiguing. Just let's say it's more of a technique work, even though it was a bit intense. We moved on right straight into front lever combos. Okay, so as you can see, it was just 3 to 5 second touch and 3 to 5 basically reps in pull-ups. And after that, it was dead stop pull-ups. Now, as you can see, there is only 2 sets in this exercise, 2 sets in this, and 3 in this. So we literally just double down on dead stop pull-ups. That's what I've done in my journey. So I knew that it would probably work for him. So dead stop pull-ups just means that you're resting at the bottom at the front lever hold for like 1 second before doing another pull-ups, and you're doing it for 2, 3, 4 reps. So that's what we've done. And then we had more technique work from the pull-up to touch, because of course it's the main goal, but it was in super advanced, which is really light for him, even at the end of the workout. And it just between 3 to 5 reps to get the activation right, to get the technique right from doing the pull-up to the touch. So we worked on that as well on front lever A. Now on front lever B, it's more about gaining more volume in the front lever. So the first thing is wide front lever touch. There is full combos, which means, as I said, 3 to 5 seconds of hold, then pull-ups, and then pulls. Okay, it doesn't really matter like the count, but I can confidently say that he was able to do at the end of the coaching about 555 or 666 in wide grip, which is more than shoulder width apart, something like that. And just after that, we worked with touch with the light band in wide touch, because of course, like one of the main goals, the end goals is going to be to unlock the SATs. So we had to start working on wide front lever touch as well. And then again, pull up to touch technique work, which means that it's not in full, it's only in half lay, and it's not at the start of the workout, it's at the end of the workout. We don't want to break a PR or something like that. We just want to make sure that he's getting used to the technique of the pull up to touch. And at the end of the session, again, front lever pull-ups in dead stop, and it's in half lay. So you can see like tons of dead stop pull-ups, tons of technique work related to the front lever pull-up to touch in super advanced, pull-up to touch in half lay, front lever pull-up dead stop, front lever pull-up dead stop. So as you can see, the first month was a lot about just gaining the momentum, gaining the technique right, getting the explosiveness, because every time that you're doing a pull-up to touch, you are basically training your explosiveness, because you're going from no momentum at all front lever position to the touch, or to the just pull up with full range of motion, so your belly touches the ground, touches the bar, sorry. But basically you got the point. The first month was all about making sure that we're setting the plan and, let's say, making sure that he's actually ready to start moving from volume to intensity. So then on the front lever A on the first month, on the second month, right now we're starting to see some good gains. So we have 3 sets of front lever pull up to touch, and it's 2 seconds to 4 seconds front lever and 2 seconds to 4 seconds touch. Basically, what we've done is just make sure that instead of making too much reps, he's actually putting more time under tension, but in a different way, which is doing 2 to 4 seconds dead stop in a front lever, and then doing a 2 to 4 seconds touch, which literally will make it so high intensity that when he will try to reps the pull up to touch, it will be so easy for him. So we also added 1 more set, so it's like right now 3 sets for the pull up to touch. Then it was continued with the front lever combos. Right now he was able to do more seconds in the touch, more pull-ups, and we continued on doing the front lever pull-ups. Why? Because we know that it's actually working. He was able to get so much better at those. I don't have the video like right now on the computer, but here he was able to do maybe like 2 reps which are not clean form with 1 second dead stop. Here he was able to do about 4 reps or maybe even 5 reps with clean form with 1 to 2 second dead stop. So literally crazy improvements. And then of course we made sure that he's still working on the technique of the pull up to touch. So we've done it in super advanced. Basically we just added 1 more set here, but that's made a lot of difference because this is the exact goal that we want. Now on pull B, we didn't change the structure, but first of all, we made sure that we went a bit wider. Okay, so if he started at shoulder width apart, we made sure that it's a bit wider and getting more specific towards the SAT and towards, high level front lever combos, which is with wide touches and stuff like that. So these are just the regular thing. And then again, pull-ups to touch in super advanced or more. Why? Because he can actually able to do it right now. Instead of doing it only in super advanced, he was able to do it in half lay. And at the third month, he was actually doing it in full. But we'll get to that later. So basically, again, pull-up to touch in super advanced or more than that, and front lever pull-ups in super advanced or more than that, of course, dead stop. So we realized that the first month was so good that we just have to double down on this month to do the exact same structure, but increasing the intensity, increasing the volume, the sets in a workout, and also just making sure that he's getting more used towards the pull-up to touch. And then it got crazy in the third month, because in the third month, as you can see, front lever pull-up to touch in full, 2 to 4 reps. He was actually got to the 5 and to the 6 reps, which 1 second touch basically. And that's just a crazy progress. As you can see, like here, it's just 1 rep pull up to touch. And here, which is on the third month, it's basically 4 reps, 5 reps, and even 6 reps, as you saw in the video. So we made sure that, of course, he started this month with about like 3 or 4, but the basic, the foundation was already so good that he was able to just progress with it so fast. Now, of course, after that, keep on doing the front lever combos. He also got better right there. He was able to do 6 seconds touch to 6 pull-ups after the front lever pull-ups to touch, which is crazy work. Then, of course, the front lever pull-ups, now it's 3 seconds dead stop at the bottom, which means that he's waiting 0, 1, 2, 3 at the front lever, and just then he's actually pulling. He was able to do it between 2 to 3 reps. So again, crazy progress. It's all about the technique and the explosiveness that he was able to get, and some light work with the super advanced as always to get even more efficient in the technique. And for pull B, it's the exact same structure, but we made sure that we've went even wider and actually doing a pull-up to touch in wide, which is way harder than to do it in the regular narrow touch grip. So he wouldn't even think about doing a pull-up to touch in wide touch because he was just doing it for 1 set, basically for 1 rep at the start of the first month in a narrow grip, and right now he was able to do it in a wide grip basically when it comes to the start of the session. So pull up to touch in wide grip, and then of course continuing to pull-ups and pulls, basically just making sure that the volume is up. On the wide front lever touch, he actually was able to get to the 10 seconds with the light band, which means that he's gonna start walking towards the SAT soon. Basically, he got really close to my level, which is literally crazy progress. It took me such a long time to do it, but right now when I can just learn, making sure that I'm teaching someone doing it, it's actually so easy. And then of course, we added wide front lever pull-ups instead of just pull-ups to touch in super advanced. It's wide front lever pull-ups in the full position with a dead stop at the end of the session. Again, just crazy progress. You can see like there is a huge difference between the first and the third month in both sessions. And we finished with super wide front lever holds. So basically pull B was always about more wide and more technical work, and front lever A was more about intensity. So yeah, that's exactly what we've done. That's how we was able to progress so fast. Now, of course, this structure is what made him progress as fast as possible, basically, but it wouldn't been possible if I was just throwing at him the structure and that's it. That's exactly why he's in the coaching. That's exactly why I was able to make sure that I'm teaching him the right technique on the pull-up to touch, what to think about, how to actually use the momentum and stuff like that. So if you actually want to get the same progress, you can try to use this program, but if you will go into the coaching and you will have actually the right guidance and the right knowledge, you will be able to progress way faster. So if you're actually serious about your front lever or your planche journey and you actually want to get crazy amount of progress, you can go down to the link in the description, book a call with me on Calendly, and I will see if you can actually fit into my one-on-one coaching team. That's basically it for the video. If you find it helpful, please like, subscribe to this channel. If you want to get more knowledge, of course, you can also check my Instagram. And that's it for now. I will see you in the next video.